back on my 18 years at the Public Defender's Office, and yes, I am that old, I have come to the realization that the best lawyering I could ever do on behalf of children is not simply defending them in the courtroom, but in fighting the very reasons they end up before a juvenile judge in the first place. All hands on deck requires humility, the acknowledgement that no single agency can provide a struggling child with everything they can possibly need to succeed. When a child is failing, it means adults have failed that child somewhere along the way. And if we care as deeply as we say we do, it's incumbent on us to continue to establish and build relationships and partnerships committed to lifting our children. And we all need each other. And we need to give our youth and our families a chance. When we arrived in San Jose from Damascus, Syria in March of 1983, my dad struggled to find housing for us because he had no credit history here. It was only because he paid 3 months' rent in advance and convinced a very kind man, who I believe was a judge, to take a chance on him, and we finally rented a townhouse in Eastside San Jose. When my dad tried to buy a car with cash, the alarmed car salesman explained what a cashier's check was. When my mom tried to enroll us in school, she was turned away and told to return in the fall for the new semester. It was only because a kind neighbor that we were eventually enrolled, because she knew this was illegal. Kind person at my dad's job in HR helped my dad process medical insurance paperwork so we could immediately have access to health care and vaccines. We needed help. We needed guided kindness, advocacy from strangers, and new friends to this country as we started a new life here. I remember my days in ESL like it was yesterday. I didn't speak English until I was 7. Desperate to make friends and to fit in, to dress like everyone else, to understand the jokes and the culture, and to navigate things my parents would eventually become clueless about. And I see that every day with our kids and families, and I relate very much to it, as this was also our story. And it's not just an immigrant story, but the story of communities that don't know their rights and how to assert them, but especially those of us that come from authoritarian and corrupt regimes. So this honor, this award, is about the people who fight for them day in and day out. And it's because of the collective effort, passion, dedication, and commitment to our youth by the Law Foundation's Children and Youth Program, LACY, my colleagues at the Public Defender's Office, the Juvenile Probation Department, and our community-based organizations, my colleagues at the DA's office, and the pro bono work of caring lawyers. You are all why I'm here. And as we celebrate achievements and juvenile reforms, we face new challenges ahead and ones we still contend with, like the racial disparities in our system. Before I go, I would like to acknowledge some people. I'd like to thank Public Defender Molly O'Neill, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, Assistant Public Defenders Damon Silver and Joe Guzman, who are here in the audience, who have always been accessible, supportive, and most importantly, trust me to represent the office on all things related to our youth. To Jose Villarreal, a public defender who hired me and took a chance on me when I was an unknown, and I will never forget how we connected about our discussions about his experience as a Mexican American growing up in Fresno, and my experiences as an Arab American in the post 9/11 America. I'd like to thank my entire public defender family, many of whom are here today, but especially my best friends Manuela Amori, Laura Wellman, and Jen Reddy. My colleagues at the Law Foundation, my LACY colleagues. Humility, remember? It is not enough for a public defender to simply get a reduction of a charge in court, because the real issue is, why is this child even here? Why are they here before the court? And this is where LACY comes in. Our LACY partners represent our youth, not just in dependency proceedings, and on our duly involved youth calendar alongside us, but they also fight for our kids' educational rights, including school placement, school pushout, and racial inequities. They also represent our youth in immigration proceedings, all of which are traumatic events that have lifelong ramifications. So you are incredible. Thank you, Andrew, Amanda, Patty, Kate, Julia, Tamara, Neha, Alexis. I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm forgetting others. My friends and colleagues at Probation, Chief Barnett, Deputy Chief Joe Galdi, Rashad Jones, Jesus Sanchez, Mark Utsey, Victoria Contreras-Wolf, Alex Villa, Elisa Correas, Eric Trump, Cassandra Husseini. I know I'm forgetting folks again, I'm sorry. but you have always rolled out the welcome mat for me, and I am incredibly grateful for our relationships and all that we've accomplished together. Judge Tondro, Judge Bondano, Judge Ryan, Judge Franco, and Judge Lucero, you have all encouraged me, pushed me, challenged me, counseled me, advocated alongside me for change, and critically always made me feel that I belonged as a woman of color, as an immigrant, and that what I had to say mattered. Desiree Victor, who is also here, the director of the Young Men's Freedom Center, an incredible woman at the forefront of our work in Santa Clara County to end the incarceration of all girls, and a proud Latina from the East Side. Thank you. Finally, my family, my sister Lena, the best immigration lawyer in this county, running a solo practice focused on the tough stuff, asylum and removal proceedings. Sorry, LACY, you cannot have her. My father, Bassam, my mom, Luna, who made the brave decision to leave everything behind in the Middle East for freedom and opportunity, and remind me every day how proud they are of me. My brother, Bassam, who is also here, the creative professional in the home, and my two beautiful nieces, Malak, age 1, and Noor, age 3, who's, by the way, her name means light in Arabic. They remind me every day of the innocence of our children and inspire me to try harder. So I will end with this. If you see Noor in the eyes of a child, that's your in. And if you don't, what are you going to do to spark it? Thank you.
Our next honoree is the